This has been the #1 game changer for me for 2024, and I will tell you why. And what I have in here is, hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will tell you the amazing benefits that this simple thing has brought me this year. We're going to be talking about something called the Life Finder. Now, if you're like me where vision boarding doesn't really work, then definitely continue watching this video. So we all know what vision boarding is. It's where you create a poster board of your dreams, your goals, your aspirations for the entire 12 months. And people usually make this in the beginning of January or the end of December. Now, the reason why it doesn't work for me is because I definitely feel trapped in the goals that I set up for myself in one point of time in my life. I don't really like being trapped at all. I prefer to be able to customize things the way I want it to. My life is fluid because it's ever changing. As I start to grow and learn more about myself and others, I find that the things that I have set out for myself in the beginning of the year will change as those months continue on. So the things that I want in January might not be the same things that I want in September, October, November. So this is the perfect combination of what is a vision board, so you're able to visualize what you want to achieve in the year, but being able to customize it to the way that you want it to and your own time. So what is a Life Finder? A Life Finder is basically like a vision board that you create for yourself every single month, week, day. It really is based on your own rules. For me, I personally go by a monthly basis because I find that it's easier for me to work within a 4-month period or 30 days as opposed to 12 months. And it basically helps me to put my goals and aspirations into small chunks and helps me keep track of my progress, how well I'm doing, but also keeps me in check because whatever I want to happen in February, whatever goals I want to achieve during that month may be different from the goals I've set up for January. I'm basically able to customize it based on my own needs, and this is what you can do too. So I'm going to show you exactly what is inside my Life Finder to give you an idea as to what you can put inside and how it has changed my life. Here is what I have. It's pretty blank, and there's a reason why. A lot of people, what they do is that they'll put an actual vision board here, but for me, I told you before how I don't like to be trapped and stuck into certain types of goals that I set up for myself for a certain period of time. So I left it blank, but it also kind of gives a sense of privacy because when you look at this, you really can't see what's inside. And what I have in here is my first page, and I'll give you guys a close-up soon. But basically, the first page that I have is what I aspire my life to be like. So things like my financial goals, my career goals, how I want others to perceive me. So this is kind of like an overall snapshot of my general aspiration in life. Of course, these can change as I go along, but for now, I'm happy with the list that I have. So to give you an example, it says financial free, more than $1 million net worth, 6-figure savings, my own businesses, multiple sources of income, things like that. So these are very broad generalizations of what I want to achieve, not just in 2024, but eventually in the next few years down the line. Now, this is probably the main point of the Life Finder, and here I actually have a mood board of the month of January, and I only put like 8 pictures here just because I want it to be as simple and not too overwhelming, because anything that's overwhelming and difficult, I'm not going to stick to it. So I try to make things as simple as possible. So things that I wanted to achieve for the month of January was being able to do the middle splits, journaling more, traveling, being more into my spirituality, reading more, and just focusing on my career goals and journey. I can tell you right off the bat that I achieved most of these things just because I was able to lock on specific goals for the month and make sure they were actually realistic so then I can achieve them. So the point of this is that I'm able to go a little bit outside my comfort zone, but also be able to achieve the goals that I set up for myself. Now the next page is we have 4 quadrants, and I'm going to break it down for you. I have wealth, health, personal, and mind. So under each category, I have 2 or 3 goals that I wanted to achieve in each category. So for example, for wealth, I said do not spend any additional income. I budget every single month, and any additional income that I still have left over, I try not to spend that, but sometimes I do go over, so that's why that goal is in there. Another one would be spend only $20 on the weekdays or 20,000 Korean won. For health, I said go to the gym more, go to more pole classes. Personal, finish a book, study more. And then for mind, I said write 1 good thing about myself every single day and brainstorm ideas for the future. So these are things that I find that I wanted to achieve in the month of January. And the great thing about this is because I'm always changing my ideas, my goals. I don't feel pressured to achieve all of this, but I do try to achieve most of these things. The next page that I have are things that I learned. I love learning, and I feel that we learn so much, but we never really take the time to kind of reflect and write down the pieces of information that we collect along the way. And so I just found it really cool to just write down the things that I've learned. So for example, it was like things regarding to how to make a matcha latte, about how to set goals, because I remember during this month I finished the book Atomic Habits, and that was also really life-changing for me. So things like that. So I feel like if I were to look back on this page, I can kind of remember the things that I've learned and how it has changed me. And so for you, you could also put things like places that you want to visit, restaurants that you want to eat at, like little things like that. Like you don't have to exactly have the same pages as I do, but this is how I'm just starting out, and I'm sure as I go through the year I'm going to add more pages and I'm going to customize it a little bit more to my needs. But so far I'm happy with this. The last page that I have is called this January snapshot, and I do have a quote here. I don't know if you can see that, but it basically says the best is yet to come. Now the reason why I chose this quote is because January felt like my learning month, my month before the adventure starts. I'm trying to build a foundation for myself. Remember back to what I said about how I wanted to have multiple streams of income, have a 6-figure savings. This is basically my month to get things ready, to learn as much as I can, and to start to build a foundation. That's why the quote is the best is yet to come. And then here is basically just things that I've read, things that I've learned, and the goals that I have achieved, the goals that I wasn't able to achieve. So it kind of gives me a summary as to how well I did and how well I didn't, and the things that I wanted to change or things that I felt like I could do better. Here is my February spread, and I can tell you that I also achieved most of these things. Just to give you an idea as to what February was all about, it's about saving money, being more active at the gym, and then brainstorming more ideas for my future in terms of my career journey and my career goals, being able to do Aisha, basically jumpstarting my YouTube and having healthier habits, and just moving forward along with my journey. And there's a quote in the middle that says, plant the seeds to your success. So again, I'm sticking to just 8 goals that I find are achievable in the month of February, and a quote in the middle to remind myself what February will be all about. And for the next few pages, it's basically the same. At the end of each month, I actually go through this book and check off the things that I was able to achieve and things that wasn't. And it will kind of give me a foundation as to what will happen in the next month, the goals that I want to achieve and how I'm going to achieve them. So it's a really great roadmap for me in 2024 because I'm able to break down my goals into small pieces, into smaller chunks by month. And if I were to change what I wanted to achieve in the next month, then I'm able to do so really easily just because I'm not tied to one poster board. I actually have this book that I can customize it anytime I want. Now, how has this book changed me? Now, I've been able to be more laser focused on my goals a lot more so that I'm not overwhelmed by a full list of New Year's resolutions that I've made for myself in the beginning of the year. Now let me tell you how this has changed my life. You know that we talked about having a whole list of New Year's resolutions, right? For me, I've never stuck to that. I have tried my best to stick to those goals. By February, March, April, I just couldn't follow it anymore for many different reasons. And so what this book has taught me was to always reflect on the goals that I set up for myself in the month. So what I do is that in the middle of the month, I check back on my life binder to see the things that I was able to achieve and the goals that I have yet to achieve. So it gives me a bit of an idea as to how far I'm progressing towards my goal. But it also makes me feel really good knowing that these are the things that I have achieved so far, and these are the things that I have left to work on, but they are, again, not unrealistic at all, and it pushes me outside my comfort zone. So if you are trying to find a way for you to incorporate the idea of a vision board into your life, but you feel stuck and trapped but want something that works a little bit more with your lifestyle, I highly recommend the Life Binder just because you can customize it, change it up, decorate it however you want to. If plans change, your book can change as well. So if you're interested in learning how to make a life binder or any more ideas on what to put inside your life binder, leave a comment down below and I'll make a video about that later on. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye-bye.